front seat is empty. The front seats are empty because they're designated for people who got a first. And a lot of you here, I know, have got a first, but they were too embarrassed to follow this program. Good evening. I'd like to begin with what I did learn at the LSE. What I did learn at the LSE, it will only take 2 minutes. The economists here will relate to this idea. Okay, I learned about demand and supply curves. One of them is downward sloping, the other one is upward sloping. Aha, which is which? That's the tricky question. And it gets really confusing because sometimes they're completely horizontal or vertical. You know, something about perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic. Do you remember that stuff? I also learned about perfect competition, and monopoly, and monopsony, and oligopoly, and oligopsony. All these great Greek-derived words. I especially like oligopsony, from oligopsonium. Oligopsony. We have plenty of these in our House of Representatives. I hope none of them are from the LSE. I also learned about Pareto optimality. Now, would you please raise your hand if you know what it means to be Pareto optimal? Please raise your hand. It's not an exam. Just raise your hand. I have 3 people, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. It's when things can't get any better without hurting someone else. Right? And please raise your hand if you remember Ricardo. Ricardo. Yeah? That's the guy with trade and comparative advantage. Boy, very few hands are going up. And how about Adam Smith? Raise your hand if you remember Adam Smith. Lots of people there. Why did you raise your hands? Why did you raise your hands? Did you forget that Adam Smith is the guy with the invisible hand? I also learned that taxes and subsidies and tariffs cause distortions in the economy, and even more distortions in the minds of economists. And I learned that banks are engines of growth, especially growth in bankers' paychecks. And I learned that when you have lots of profit-maximizing companies and self-interested individuals, and they're all interacting together with maximum greed in free markets, then what you get is a general equilibrium of happiness and bliss. Isn't that inspiring? General equilibrium of happiness and bliss. But I got the most profound insights from the macroeconomists. Milton Friedman, who believed that printing money is inflationary. Wow, this is deep. And John Maynard Keynes, who argued very convincingly that in the long run we are all dead. And that's just about it. Give or take a few details, that's what I did learn at the LSE. Now, what I didn't learn at the LSE, I didn't learn anything about teamwork. All the assignments were individual, all the assessments were individual. So there was no teamwork at the LSE, and I didn't learn that there are in fact 3 kinds of teams. Good teams, bad teams, and innovative teams. So to explore teamwork today, let's imagine a team whose members are represented by a set of 1, 2, and 3, solid and shiny, steel rings. In good teams, people connect with one another. to form a working relationship, a good working relationship. Then they once more part ways, time for some personal information. In bad teams, egos clash and there's conflict and confrontation until there's a great new idea and a breakthrough happens and they reconnect. And after a good fight, you have real bonding. You need to reach deep into their souls if you want to pull them apart. In innovative teams, people connect in new ways, inventing new things and new ways of seeing old things. And they even reinvent themselves. And when the project is over, once again the team members part ways. And they become 1, 2, 3 individuals and great team players too. Thank you. Now, another thing I didn't learn at the LSE was creativity, because there was so much emphasis on critical thinking and analytical thinking, but not so much on creative thinking. And so I didn't learn that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I'll show you what I mean. Can I ask you to extend your arms like this? Or please do this. And extend your index fingers like this. Put the other fingers back. And get your index fingers to touch like this. Right. So do as I do. Now look at your fingers and try to look a little bit beyond your fingers. And just a little bit separate them. Do you see a little sausage in the air? Do you? Who sees that? Well, that proves that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Who is not yet convinced? Let us convince the skeptic. And you raise your hand like this. So please, imagine, everybody please, imagine there's a clock stuck on the ceiling. And please point to 12 o'clock. It's on the ceiling. Right? This imaginary clock. Please point to 12 o'clock. Now point to 3 o'clock. And now 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock. And 12 o'clock. And keep going round and round, as I do, clockwise. Clockwise. And now begin to bring your arm down. Keep going around clockwise. Bring it down. Bring your elbow down. As you go around clockwise, you should be approximately at eye level now. Yeah? At eye level, keep going around. And go even lower. And lower. And look at your finger. Is it going clockwise or anti-clockwise? Is it clockwise? And that proves, you see, that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now, there's another thing. At the LSE, I didn't learn how to communicate with God. I guess there's not that much spiritualism in economics. And I want to tell you what I mean, but I'd like to do a little play. I'd like a couple of people to help if that's possible. Somebody with a sweet disposition and somebody with a loud voice. Can I ask you please to join me here? You look as if you have a sweet disposition. She does, doesn't she? Right, please. And you have a loud voice. And they say, Very good, excellent. Thank you. And please tell everybody your name. Your name?
Eleni.
Eleni, please stand over here. You will be the finder of the word. And your name, please tell everybody, I know it. It's Dimitris, yeah? Okay. And you will be the keeper of the truth. Okay, so Elenia, would you please raise your right arm like this and repeat after me. I solemnly declare that I really don't know what I'm doing up here. And I have not discussed what is about to happen with anyone beforehand. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'd like you please to stand there. And Eleni, here I have some books. Now I'm a business consultant, so there's one by Dimis Michaelides, Think Better. One of them is on religion. It's about St. Paul. So choose any book, whichever book you want, we will use. Just pick up one. This one. Game-changing strategies, right? It's like Dimis Michaelides. Now, you agree with me that there are lots of pages in this book. Yes? How many pages approximately? Exactly. Precision here. 222 pages, and they all have different words on them, right? Right. So I'm going to ask you alone, maybe take a step forward, thank you, and by yourself open any page you like. And I want you to select a word. Now, don't select a boring word like the or and, but don't select a wrong one, like multidisciplinary or whatever. Just choose any word, embed that word in your mind, okay? Any word that you think these people might simply understand. Do you have a word in your mind? Okay. Now hold the book, please, and I will ask you, I'll place this on the book, and I will ask you in big, bold letters. Don't let me or anybody else see the word. Big, bold, capital letters, write the word that is in your mind.
For me to see alone?
Yes, just for you to see, just for you. Cheating if I don't. Is it there?
Yes.
Thank you. Can I have my pen back, please? Thank you. Now, would you please take that piece of paper and fold it into four and give it to the keeper of the truth. And I'll take the book. I'll take the book. And give it to the keeper of the truth, and you don't look at it, put it in your pocket, please, yeah? Is that okay? Now, you agree with me, Eleni, you could have chosen any one of many pages in this book, and any one of these words in the book, right? There are lots of different words in the book. Right, now, what I would like you to do now is please think of the word, and say, I don't know what the word is, only God knows. So I would like you to please send the word to God. Now, irrespective of whether you believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. Imagine you're sending your word to God. Yeah? Okay? And I will try and get it to do it. Oh, great God. Would you help me, please? Would you all repeat after me? Please. Oh, great God. Oh, great God. Receive the word.
Receive the word
from the finder of the word.
From the finder of the word.
And send it to Dimis.
And send it to Dimis.
And I think I'm getting it. I think
Bravo, bravo.
Getting it. I think I have it. Do you have the little piece of paper? Please open the little piece of paper and in a very loud voice, would you please read out the word? Very
Model.
Model. There's science and there's spiritualism. And I think most economists would claim to be scientists. Yes, but why didn't they teach me anything about Einstein at the LSE? I didn't learn anything about Einstein at the LSE. And there's a lot of magic in Einstein. I'd like to teach you an Einstein magic trick. Can we do that? Would you like to learn this?
Yes.
There is, you just have to stand up, that's all. Can I ask you all please to stand up? Because Einstein said you can't solve a problem with the same kind of thinking you used when creating it. You can't solve a problem with the same kind of thinking you used when you created it. So please approve this. Hold out your hands like this, your arms like this, and get your palms towards the outside, and put your right wrist over your left wrist like this. Clasp your fingers together. Bring your arms inside like this. Yes? No, as far from your body as possible. As far from your body as possible, right? Now, can you raise the little finger of your left hand? Can you raise it? And can you raise the middle finger of your right hand? Yes? Good. Now, your left wrist is in front of your right wrist, correct? Now, what I want you to do, without unclasping your hands, here's a problem. How to bring the right wrist in front without unclasping your hands. Like this. Watch. Do as I do. Like this. You can't do it. Okay, let's do it again. I said I would teach you this. So let's do it once more. And I promise I will teach you. So put out your hands like this. Okay, palms outside. Right wrist over left wrist. Clasp your fingers. Bring your hands outside. And no, farther from your body. And this is where I fool you. So I get farther from your body and I come back in a different position. So I'm ready. Right? It's simple. And it proves that you can't solve a problem with the same kind of thinking you used when you created it. Thank you very much. Well, finally, I'd like to share with you that I did not learn the truth about profit maximization at the LSE, if you can believe it. I will now tell you a story using a full pack of playing cards where each and every card has a role in the plot. This is a management myth presented as musical melodrama and based on a true story. Hard times had fallen upon the Royal Life Insurance Company of Kingston, UK. The company was in the red, for they had borrowed heavily to expand international operations. They'd invested $8 billion in the stock exchange of Timbuktu. They purchased 4 million hectares of land situated in the outback of Queensland, Australia. And they'd even acquired a retail bank with 300 branches, all of them located in the middle of the Black Forest. And unsurprisingly, all these ventures were losing money. Enter Jackie Diamond, marketing director, always an optimist, a graduate of the LSE, and often singing Jackie Diamond. I see trees of green, red roses too, I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. You're getting the idea, right? The stage was set for both melody and drama on the historic day when Jackie presented to the management committee his plan to turn royal life around, to penetrate the Chinese market with special products for special events, such as death by High Jan King, or death when hit on the head with 7 clubs, or with 7 spades, or even death from a massive heart attack while playing blackjack. Now, I know the puns are pathetic, but this is management literature, not Shakespeare. And Jackie said, when our agents sell these products in China, they will pretend to be secret agents and they will sing, "You only live twice, or so it seems." The reactions of the other members of the management committee were rather mixed. "Oh, Jackie, you are a real ass," said Bernard, the French sales director, in admiration. But Willy, the German operations manager, cried, "Nein. What we need is engineering, not more international adventures." The chief accountant from Spain, his name was Juan, a small man with a big ego, was also rather negative. "I hate this stupid idea, because only fools would invest in China today." The chief medical officer, Dr. Kingsley, the cardiologist, agreed with all his heart. But Mr. Ford Pfeiffer, the chief actuary, who always wore the same black suit, threw in such statistics of mortality in China that would confuse Confucius himself. "Did you know," he said, "that 3 of the 7 provinces of China have above average suicide rates? And did you know that 8% of the population is left-handed?" And as usual, the actuary's information was always absolutely accurate, but completely irrelevant. So determined not to debuff, Jackie decided to test the theory, "It's not what you say, it's who you know." So he went straight up to the CEO, that was Lucy McQueen, a 43-year-old divorcee, also a graduate of the LSE, and he invited her to dinner at his apartment. Although at first the atmosphere was rather tense, they ate heartily a 7-course meal, and then relaxed with 6 glasses of red wine. And elevated to 7th heaven, they had 6. 6 more glasses of wine. They met again at the tennis club, and they even shared the jacuzzi. And when they flew together to China, all the scandal-loving staff sang, "Lucy in the sky with diamonds." In China, they set up a sales force of 65,000 insurance agents, thugs who roamed the countryside with clubs and spades, spreading terror to the 4 corners of the land, inspiring the fear of death in 9 million Chinese people who bought life insurance policies on the spot. And the company's share price soared from 6 cents to $6 overnight. In Peking, Jackie becomes a legendary figure, the king of marketing, Lucy, the queen of royal crown, as communists convert to monarchy and sing, "Hang how, royal light, hang how, royal light." My contribution to ethnic. The moral of the story is that profit maximization theory is a sham. You don't get corporate success with a degree from the LSE. corporate success comes only when you really mix business with pleasure, yes! Lucy and Jackie are in love. Consummating the ultimate merger, they become two of a kind. Two minds, but of a single thought. They become, don't you love a romantic finale? They become two sweethearts, beating as one.